All right, I want to welcome everybody and thank you for joining us this evening. It'll be a good opportunity to go over a few things as you all work to prepare to come out to camp this summer. I want to remind you all that we are recording this session, and if all goes well, I will post the video on the summer camp website later this week. Please keep your microphones muted unless you have something you want to say or a question you want to ask. We will open up to questions and answers later towards the end of the presentation, but if you have something that's just urgent, you feel the need to chime in and try to help you. If you haven't already done so, please go to our summer camp website pages and download the current version of the activity guide for the summer. We recently updated the Scouts BSA guide to include the merit badge schedule for this summer. And there is a separate guide for both Cub Scouts and Scouts BSA, so make sure you're looking at the correct one. We still have some spots open for our Mountain Man program for your veteran scouts during the Scouts BSA weeks. If you'd like to schedule to have a member of our Mountain Man staff do a presentation at a troop meeting, please contact me to schedule a date. We would love to come out and talk to your scouts about how much fun they would have at the Mountain Man program this summer. Some key dates you should be aware of if you're not already. April 15th is the last date that you're able to reduce the number of spots on your reservation without any penalty. I suggest that you review the refund policy that's available in the activity guide and also on the summer camp website page. We will be reaching out to any units that have not paid the minimum $200 for each youth spot in the next couple weeks to either get you paid up or to discuss dropping that spot so that we can make it available to other units. May 1st is when signing up for individual classes begins. And again, in order to be eligible for that, the scout must have paid a minimum $250 towards their fee. And then on May 15th is where you need to be paid up in full, or you'll be assessed the late fees. If you haven't already familiarized yourself with how to use our Tenaroo registration system, there are some user manuals available and some videos that you can watch. And then Steve, I believe, is going to do a little demonstration for us. So Steve, do I need to stop my screen share? Steve, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So hopefully everybody can see the council or SAC website here. So yes. Just a quick thing, logging in. So logging in, once you log in, everybody should be able to see your basic page here. That shows all your registrations for that. So you'll end up going to your summer camp registration and then to open that up. And so for most part, I think everybody here at this point, you shouldn't have names entered yet. Otherwise, you'd have to be paying the $200, $250 price per scout right now. So you should only have spots in. So you should be able to just go to manage spots right there. And then you can see here and add or subtract, the amount of spots that you need right here, for each one of these.
So I don't think we're seeing that. We're still seeing the home screen.
Home screen. Let me. Sorry, it must have only shared one tab. Let me. Let's see. Sorry about that. Let's see. Close entire screen. There we go. Here, there. It should be the entire screen now. Okay, so once you.
There we go.
Yep. Let me just click home. Okay. So once you log in, you should be familiar where I'm with this page. You can see all your current active registrations. So, and then you'll just go ahead and click on your summer camp week right there. and then you can just scroll down and you should see manage spots here. And then under manage spots, you should be able to just, subtract or add, or mainly subtract really, the number of spots. So if you just need to subtract like 1, if I say here, and then you just scroll down here and hit next here, and check out. You'd have some other questions because, other features and products like shirts and meals, bypass all that and check out, and you have to complete that and check out, for that, and a couple checkouts. And this will screen be a little bit different, but you need to go ahead and hit place order down at the bottom. Place order. I don't want to do that because I don't want to remove one of my folks, for that. But that's just a simple rundown of, of spots.
And then once they have the spots, how do they assign or add the scouts to their profile before they go and assign them? How do they go do that?
Okay, so right now, once you already got the spots, then you'll just scroll down to names right here, and you can just add the participant right here, and then you'll just click on the participant. You'll validate. You can kind of see all that participant's details, contact info, rank, stuff like that, and like this. But you'll notice here I save this one specific, right? So we like to have the birth date and rank in for summer camp. Especially the birth date to meet some requirements for merit badges and stuff like that. But so you'll need to populate those, for that in order for it to continue for that. And then you can just click on the scout because it'll pop up. Only the scout can register as a scout, not an adult or whatever you have participant type registers. So you click on next, and I think we're pausing right here. Right, we're pausing right here for merit badges, because I think you put that down on the.
We'll come back to that a little bit later.
On that.
So does anybody have any questions on how to change your numbers of spots, or how to add youth or adults into your profile, and then once you've done that, how to assign them to spots, how to assign them to each individual spot? Does anybody have any questions or confusions on that maybe we can help you with tonight?
Right. So it's actually a good idea to under your manager group ahead of time right now before merit badges go live, to manage your group now to make sure you have it pre-populated all your scouts in here. I know recharters are done for our council. So with our council, we actually submit that roster from, to Tenaroo. So they populate those to update all of our scouts that are in there. Sometimes there may be some that don't get in there, but for the most part, I think 90% of our scouts should be in there within our council. Otherwise, out of council folks, it'd be good. You can populate all your names in there, key things, add birth dates, and your what scout rank there is for those. Other information is great to have in there as well.
That'll make signing up for merit badges and adventures simpler, right? So, all right, if there's no other questions, Steve, give the screen
quick
back
question.
Sure.
For the rank, just to be clear, is the rank they will be at the time of camp, correct?
Correct. It actually will note that. Correct. Yep. It's actually, rank, and see, and it says, usually it says at the time of 7, it actually has a date you're coming as of, July 9th is what, actually, if I back up on this one here. See, rank as of 7/9. So if you're anticipating, you could forecast their current rank.
All right.
Question. How late can we add new kids that join? Crossovers.
Depending on the week, for example, if it's Scouts BSA week 1, that is locked down because we are overbooked. So if you need to add anybody to that particular week, you'll have to shoot an email to us, and as space becomes available, we'll open things up. Weeks 2 and 3 are still not completely full, so you can add those now without any assistance from us. As far as Cub Scout program, Cub Scout week 1 is full and locked down. Cub Scout week 2 still has some availabilities.
Thank you, because we're with week 2, and I'm pretty sure I have anywhere between 2 and 4 who are crossing over in June.
Yeah, that's fine. You'll be fine for right now. So, all right,
Thank
any
you.
other questions before we move on?
Yes, Steve, just a confirmation that if for out of council units, they have to add each individual scout individually. Or is there a way
Correct.
to download their database into the system?
What we'd have to do is we have to reach out to Tenaru to see if that we can just if you want to put everything in a CSV file, Excel spreadsheet or something for simplicity, we can kind of coordinate, because I'm sure that's what they do for us. We extract that from ScoutNet website, and then they just import it over. So I don't have that template. I don't have the template, but we can inquire with them and see if they'll do an import for us, for that.
Okay. Scott, I hope that answers your question. If you have more, go ahead and put them back in the chat and we'll move on from there.
All right.
That helps. Thank you.
All right, Steve, if you give me the screen back.
No, let's see. There, who can?
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do that. You got it? Okay.
I got it.
It's hidden.
All righty, let's see here. Cool. So our theme this summer across all programs is Pirates, and it will include a big event festival and tournament on Friday. Staff and campers can dress up as their favorite pirate character, scouting appropriate, of course, while they enjoy a variety of competitions and games, music, food, and a lot of other fun as we close out our week. In the activity guide, you'll find a copy of the general daily schedule. This one here is for Scouts BSA program. We're trying something different this summer. We're having 2 75-minute sessions in the morning and 2 75-minute sessions in the afternoon. And all of our merit badges are being organized so that the Scouts should finish those up on Thursday, allowing for some other things to go on Friday. And we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a bit. So their general schedule is in your activity guide. This is for the Cub Scouts, whether it be the Tiger Wolves Bears that are coming in for a half-week session, or the Webelos and AOL. Their program is split into 3 45-minute sessions in the morning and 3 45-minute sessions in the afternoon. Plus, in the evening, there's lots of other things that they can be doing or throughout the day. And well, this is an example of the evening activity schedule for Scouts BSA program. Refer to your activity guide to see what other things there are for the kids to do throughout the week. The program schedule for the Tiger Wolves Bears, like I said before, it'll be 45-minute sessions. In the morning, they will focus on what we call general activities, whether it be out at the rifle ranges, doing the climbing wall, doing some fossil hunting, things like that. And then in the afternoon, they'll have the opportunity to select from a variety of various rank related activities or other open activities. And then one thing I do want to point out is that for the Tiger Wolves and Bears, their open swim will be in the afternoon if they want to do that. In addition to attending, a specific activity for their rank related to aquatics. The Webelos and Arrow Light, again, 3 45-minute sessions in the morning and afternoon. Their morning will be spent focusing on rank adventures and other program activities to choose from. And then in the afternoon is when they'll be doing some of the general program activities. If they want to do aquanaut, that's in the morning. And then if they want to do open swim, again, we'll be doing open swim in the afternoons. And all this detailed information is in your activity guides. For our Scouts BSA program, we just recently updated the leader guide or activity guide. To reflect the merit badge schedule, we've had to make a few changes based on some staff shortages, although as we continue to fill those spaces, we will update this and add some of these classes back in. Again, we're going to a 4-day schedule, so the merit badges you see listed here are all being designed so that they will finish them up as long as they do everything they need to by the end of the day on Thursday. For the first-year campers, they will be either a 3-hour session in the morning or the afternoon. That's our Frontier program. They will work on various rank requirements, tenderfoot through first class. They will also earn, as long as they complete all the requirements, the first aid merit badge as part of the Frontier program. That's another change this year. They do not have to sign up for a first aid merit badge separately. And of course, we're always looking for leaders to assist us with the instruction of the various skills and activities out at the Frontier program. And then for whatever session, be it morning or afternoon, that they're not part of the Frontier program, those scouts will be able to sign up for additional merit badges just like everyone else. And for Scouts BSA, we'll be offering open swim and boating from 3:30 to 5 every day, and again, most evenings. This is an example of what our Friday schedule will look like of different activities Scouts will be able to do. We'll be offering an advanced climbing program that they'll spend all day checking out some of the different anchor points and climbing faces that we have throughout camp. It is not a merit badge. If they want to take basketry, that's something that they can earn by basically attending one simple session and then doing the kits. So they can work on that Friday if they'd like. Chess is something that they can earn in 3 hours. There'd be some conservation projects they can do, some Dutch oven cooking. If they don't really need to do the Frontier program, but have a few first class type requirements they want to finish up, that'll be offered on Friday. Things like firemanship, geology merit badge, and Indian lore will be half-day sessions to earn those merit badges. Doing the mile swim on Friday. Going to be hosting something called a Model UN this summer, and that'll be a session in the morning. Various open games, outdoor skills. Paddleboarding is not a merit badge, but something that kids can do, and that requires one 75-minute session. Painting merit badge is something they can check out. That will take all day. We'll be doing a hike to Pinnacle in the afternoon. Search and rescue exercise. If they're taking the search and rescue merit badge, they'll have to work on that exercise on Friday afternoon. Shooting sports is going to be open all day and doing some various sharpshooter competitions that you can go out and sign up for. Sign signals and codes is another merit badge they can sign up for. And then woodworking will be an all-day session to earn that merit badge. And we're still continuing to flush this out, but we're excited about that. Steve, this is where we wanted to talk a little bit about how to actually go and sign up for the various classes. So I am going to stop my share.
Okay, hopefully you can see the screen again.
Yep.
And we're back to where we left off. So over here I got a scout, same scout is same scout's in here for this. So you'll see here, time blocks 1, 2, 3, and 4, for that, or depending on some, I'm like, this is last year, so this ain't what you'll see in the actual thing. I pull this over temporarily and delete it later. So you'll see that some of them actually have a fee, but you can just select different classes. Once you take one, like you're camping, time block 1, add the class, it's done. Then all the other time block 1s disappear, and anything else that's time block 1 and 2. Some are 2 periods long, 2 sessions long, so those will also disappear through that as well. And so you work there, and once you flow through any of these and browse around, just nice, quick, simple, drop in, there's another one, time block 3, let's say time block 4 is that. for this, if you want to look at any, you can easily just remove them here on the right column here. You can remove them and then turn around and add this. Let me go ahead and I want to remove camping and I want to go in and add climbing. If I add climbing, you'll see if a scout is not in, this is why we mentioned the date of birth and scout rank, or which rank they are. Date of birth, it actually prompts you because it needs to confirm that climbing, we recommend 13 years or older. So it'll in there, so it'll halt this and will not let you check out unless you enter that data in for that scout's date of birth. So I'll just remove that one for there. It'll prompt you in the next screen, you know, for that. Like here, actually, if we do that, it'll prompt me, or actually, it'll prompt me. Yeah, actually, I thought it did. So I'll remove that right then and check that out. So you can. You know, do these. I'll just add a couple here. Once you finish that scout, you'll just, you know, check out and hit complete. Once you complete, it's in a temporary cart. So until you physically check out, that scout is not. There's no validation that scout has reserved those classes. So the longer you sit them in your cart, the more at risk you are to not having those classes for the individual scout. So as long as you're checking out within the half hour or so. That should be fine. Just depends on how many people actually check out. Then you'll need to check out again, of course, and process payment. Of course, like this one's nothing, so I don't need to. This one's no fee, you know, for this one. So I'll just end up placing the order, you know, for that. You know, actually.
So am I correct, Steve? Unless they physically hit the checkout button and then physically hit place order, it doesn't finalize the registration?
Correct, and that's where we want to do. So my advice, you know, for folks, actually, here, let me, is anybody who has, if you're paying by online with an e-check or credit card, then it's no worries. But if you're paying by in the council office, then I would at least check out all those scouts that are not paying. You don't have that extra fee, like adding archery or whatever, or anything that's got a fee. I would hold those scouts and register everybody that has non-fee classes, and then check out there, and then go back in and add those others to the cart. You know, for that. But otherwise, I guess if anytime during checkout, I'm also available. If anybody wants to call, like last year and previous years before that, but yes, if you keep it in your cart and it sits there for a day or two or three, and then somebody else, another troop comes in and swipes that class from you, you won't be able to check out, and you'll have that as one of your errors.
Okay, but can't they hit checkout, hit that they're paying $0, hit place order, so it at least finalizes everything, and then send us a check?
Correct.
So apply it. So as long as they hit those two buttons, they're locking everything in. Even if they're not going to pay online, they want to mail a check in. They just change the payment amount to $0, correct?
Correct. You can actually, I think every user should be able to, because it's not a camp payment, it's a class payment.
Right.
It's a class payment. And I think you should be able to just say pay minimum or
right.
pay there, and it just change this to $0.
Right.
I'll put and it should say $0 and then save. I'm not sure why mine's not saying save,
right.
but usually I see save pop up, maybe because it's admin.
Okay.
But yeah, so just save that, and then definitely check out. You'll need to complete and hit and check out and finalize your cart in order for it to be
right.
in there. So definitely.
So there is a question coming across, and this is relevant to Scouts BSA that need to sign up for merit badges or Frontier, things like that. It also applies to Webelow and AOL Scouts that are signing up for specific adventures like Aquanaut. It does not apply to Tiger Wolves or Bears. Okay. All right, Steve, if you'll stop your share.
Right. Yeah. You know how to do that? I'm not sure. I don't use this often.
All right, it's back.
I've got a question.
You got it?
Hold on. We can only do one thing at once. All right, so
okay,
I should be sharing again.
Right.
Okay. Yes, Doug.
It says you have to have $250 per scout paid to register them for merit badges. Has the process changed this year where you can apply money for an individual scout, or do you have to have $250 paid for all scouts you have registered?
Steve?
Okay, so the 250, in order to put a name in, like if you have like say 5 scouts, as soon as you put one scout's name in, you automatically got to pay $250 immediately when you check out at that time. If you leave the other scouts' names blank because there's no scout names, you only got spots in, then you're fine for the 250. Does that answer the question?
Yep.
Okay, and then I see the comment on Frontier Scouts. I know the Frontier Scouts is a totally separate thing, but underneath that class, I'll work with Bill, and we'll make it so that one has a separate access to classes, because we'll need to add that separately for like first aid and any other merit badges that are related to the Frontier program.
Right. All right, so again, signing up for classes, this is relevant to Webelos, AOL Scouts, and Scouts BSA Youth. Beginning May 1st, you'll have access to sign up for your classes as long as that $250 per scout has been, threshold has been met. And we'll use the online registration system to sign up for your adventures and merit badges. And here's an example of a report that you can print out once you get that done. So various reports are available on Tenaroo. Again, you go into your registration, you see the box that says manage and reports. You click on reports. You can actually print out your invoice. You can print out your rosters, your class schedules for your entire unit, class schedules broken down by person, and then both in PDF and Excel formats. And to download records of completion. So if you're not aware, we do not use paper blue cards at Camp Rock Enon. You'll be able to download your completion records for your scouts, for their AOL and Webelos Adventures, or your Scouts BSA merit badges and the Frontier program. You can download a report that shows what they've completed in full, what they've earned partials on, and the instructions on how to do that are in the activity guide. But that makes it very helpful for you. And then one of the things that we do is if a scout happens to earn a partial at the end of the summer, we have a record of that. If, you know, a couple weeks, a month or so down the line, they finally finish that, all you have to do is send an email to us at crecampdirector@scouting.org and show us that they've completed it. We'll go back into the system, mark it as complete, and then you would be able to go in and download the completion record or a simulated blue card. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and order your summer camp t-shirts before May 1st. We are not going to have a large supply of summer camp t-shirts in the trading post this year as a way to manage our inventory levels. So we're encouraging you to order them in advance. You can do that by going into your registration and going into the products tab, and you'll see all the shirts listed. They're listed by size. A youth small to adult extra large is $20. An adult 2X is $23, and an adult 3X is $25. If you're ordering less than 24 shirts, there's also a $20 setup fee. And what you will receive is a shirt with the summer camp logo on the back, the CRE and your unit number on the front. Once we see your order in the system and we get near that May 1st date, we will reach out to you to confirm your order and verify what color shirt you want. If we don't have any information from you, then the standard default will be in the red. As an alternative option, we have this upgrade available where we can get a black striped tie-dye t-shirt. However, that is a $5 upcharge in addition to the regular fee. And again, when you're ordering shirts online, you'll see the different sizes. You go put all that in. And then if you want to upgrade the order from the standard t-shirt to this one, you just click that one box, put how many shirts you want in that option, and we'll get that taken care of for you also. This is an example of what our menu will be this summer. might have to make a few minor changes based on supply chain issues, but right now we feel confident that this is what the menu will be. And this is what we have submitted to the dietitian for approval. We, again, this summer are going to ask that each unit provide us 1 liter for each meal to help with food service. That really worked out nicely last year and alleviated some of the pressure on our staff so they can get a little break. This menu will have available gluten-free options, vegetarian options, and pork-free options. If you're looking at this menu here, anything that's highlighted in green has a vegetarian option available. So for example, on Monday morning breakfast, the sausage patty, we actually have a plant-based sausage patty as a alternate option. Anything that's highlighted in red is a product that contains gluten, and we have gluten-free options available. You need to notify our kitchen staff in advance of any food allergies or special dietary needs. And you do that by going online to sac-bsa.org/CRE food service, fill out the form that sends an email to us so that one, we can gather the information, we can start a dialogue asking any questions if we don't understand what your needs are, and then determine if it's something that we can support or if you'll need to, bring some of your own food items to supplement that. Anybody that is required to bring their own food will make storage space available, whether it be in dry storage or refrigerated or freezer space. However, again, depending on the complexity of the person's needs, most likely we will not have the staff available to cook special meals. You'll need to make sure that either a parent or a leader from that unit is available to come in and help that person prepare their items. So next, we'd like to open it up to some questions, maybe some answers. Hopefully we provided you with some basic information and answered a lot of questions, but I'm sure you have more out there. So if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, we'll try to answer them as best we can.
Bill, before we get started, is
Sure,
it
John.
9 o'clock on May 1st that sign-ups start? Will it be at 9 o'clock that opens?
I believe so. Steve, how do we?
Steve told me to confirm with you.
I believe it is, yes.
So,
yeah, in the past, it's been something like 9 o'clock. I know a lot of our Tenaroo things, I know by default, a lot of the Tenaroo stuff, we've always just set at 9 a.m., but it also depends on when we upload it.
Okay. Scott, I hope that gets your answer.
All right. Anything else in the chat box, John, that we need to talk about?
Between Steve and I think we've caught everything in the chat box, except I wanted to confirm that time.
Does anybody else have any questions?
I do.
All right.
I have 2. First question is about the t-shirts. We're camping with our brother troops. The sister brother troops are camping. Will they be able to put both troop names on the t-shirt?
Yes.
Perfect.
As long as it fits on one line, but yeah.
Okay, as long as it fits. Perfect. And then my last question has to do with the size of the campsites themselves. In the event that a unit gains any scouts through May and June through bridging, will the ability to add scouts be limited to what campsite they're assigned to?
Well, we haven't assigned campsites yet. We'll be working on that soon. We're going to base it on, your current registrations. But yeah, we'll have to make adjustments if you all of a sudden add a significant number of people that won't fit in a campsite. We would have to then start moving things around. So that's why we try to hold off as long as we can, even though many of you are eager to know where you're camping. It's not necessarily in my benefit or yours to start making those decisions in April because of those very things that change.
Oh, okay. Okay, that confirms what I was wondering. Your campsite's assignment won't actually happen until closer to May.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Question.
Bill. Oops, go ahead, Deborah.
Are hammocks allowed?
Hammocks are allowed, as long as you don't attach them to any existing structures like our pavilions or whatnot. and that you use the appropriate methods of
Safe
attachment.
straps.
Thank you. And obviously appropriate height off the ground, and that you do not stack them multiple up on top of each other like you like to see on somebody's social media post. That's not acceptable.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bill, we had a question in the chat about a scout who is going to turn 14 in September. Possible to get permission for him to take the woodworking badge, since we did set a 14-year age limit on that?
I would suggest you check with the program director.
Jim, if you can get me your contact information, I will talk to our program director and get that back to you. If you want to just do a direct message to me. This is John speaking, so you know who to direct message.
John, that might be an issue with the guide to who can use what tool.
Yeah.
And that's my thought. That's why we want to make sure that we go to the correct people.
Any other questions? Awesome.
Yeah, you have another one there, Bill. It's similar to that, but it talks about climbing. That he turns 13 2 days after camp. He's already got the climbing merit badge, but he wants to do the advanced climbing.
Again, I would defer to Matt Cole on that, but I think as long as they already have the badge, that really shouldn't be an issue. All right, so what's next? If you haven't already done so, please go through and clean up your registrations, update them as best you can, make your payments as required, start reviewing the various schedules for Webelos and AOL Adventures and Scout BSA merit badges. Like we said, sign up for those. Will begin on May 1st. Make sure you get all your final payments done before May 15th so you avoid those late fees. Need to start making sure that all your adults that are coming to camp have completed YPT training. Better to get started on that now. And also verify that they are actually registered with the BSA. Remind all your folks coming, both youth and adults, that they will require a medical form part A, B, and C. And start telling your folks to communicate with us about any food allergies, dietary restrictions by filling out that form at CRE Food Service, or any other special needs at sac-bsa.org/special needs. And again, that kicks an email to people that start focusing, and we'll start communicating to get information to make sure that we're able to support your requests. And as we had already said, we will start working on campsite assignments here soon in that May timeframe. Give you all a chance to shore up your numbers so that we can figure out who to put where. We will do a pre-camp orientation on May 16th. Again, it will be online via Zoom. Cub Scouts will be at 6 p.m. and Scouts BSA will be at 7 p.m. And about a week prior, we'll send out email links like we did this time to everybody registered for those programs. And it'll be just one more opportunity to get together and talk and answer any questions you might have, talk about what to expect when you're coming to camp and how the check-in process will work, and any of those last-minute questions you might have. So Gaga pit, one of the increasingly leading causes of problems at camps is the Gaga pit. So in the activity guides, you should find copies of the official Gaga rules, and posted at the pit this year will be the sign reminding everybody of those rules. And we're just encouraging the leaders to familiarize and help us supervise the Gaga pit so that the kids can have fun, we avoid any problems, and don't have to close the Gaga pit. And again, this year, we're asking you to communicate with your scouts what the code of honor is for camp and what is appropriate behavior and what we expect so that we can avoid any issues or problems, and everybody just has a safe, fun time. We have lots of new merchandise coming into the trading post this year, so we hope that you'll come and check it out. New drinkware, assortment of knives, backpacks, Wowoba moon balls, and then the new Camp Rock Enon Scout Reservation web belt. So share that with your scouts. Make sure they bring enough money to come spend it at the trading post. We still have a few camp staff positions that we are wanting to fill before summer. We have some more merit badge counselors that we need to hire, some more support staff for things like trading posts or kitchen. So if you have any of those older scouts that might be wanting to take a different type of summer camp experience this year, encourage them to either reach out to us directly or fill out a camp application at CRE staff application. We would love to talk to them about the opportunities to be a part of our staff this summer. So we're at the end of this presentation. Anybody have any questions before we bring things to a close?
Kristen, this is John again. Just a couple things on your chat notes. Steve said if you contact him about your adult question, he can help you figure that out. And on your the climbing challenge, if you get me your email in the direct chat, I will confirm with Jimmy and Matt to make sure that we can make that happen.
And if need be,
let you know.
If you don't know everyone's contact information, just send an email to CRE Camp Director at scouting.org. Again, that is CRE Camp Director at scouting.org. Tell me what it is you need, and I will direct it to the right person to get you the answers. Any other questions before we close up?
I think there was one for Weeblos doing rappelling on the rock face, the actual rock face wall.
Yeah, there will be opportunities during the week for the Weeblos to rappel on the natural rock face, in addition to the climbing tower, and that's built into the schedule. All right, well, it doesn't sound like there's any other questions. So I just want to remind everybody again, we have space in our Mountain Man program for the Scouts BSA program, and would love to come out to your troop meetings and talk to your scouts about what Mountain Man program is all about. Doug Cochran and his staff have done a fabulous job of putting together a really strong program for these kids where they get a different experience from the normal summer camp. So we'd love a chance to come out and talk to them about that and fill that program up for this summer. Sounds like we've got a lot of fun planned for camp this summer. If you do have any questions that come up between now and then, please don't hesitate to send me an email. Again, it is CRE Camp Director at scouting.org. And we look forward to seeing you this summer at camp. Thanks again for joining us this evening.